Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to each and every one of you, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for that introduction, Rahul. Firstly, happy Thursday, everyone. I really appreciate everyone joining in today from whichever part of the world. We'd love to know from where you're joining us today. Thank you so much for your time. So, today we are here to discuss how to scale an AI training business across multiple markets without starting over in each one, right? So, how can you capture this gold mine of an opportunity right now that there is? So I am Afreen. I handle partnerships here at AI CERTs. I'm a sales account manager. I've been working with AI CERTs since a long time, and I've seen a huge boom in the AI space. So we're here to discuss that. I hope by the end of this session, it is insightful for each and every one of you joining in today. So really appreciate your time. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone. Thank you so much. So without further ado, we'll be starting off. And please, once again, share in on the chat as to where you're joining us from today. And thank you once again for your time. Over to you, Raf.
All right, so I think today's topic is where we are going to talk about how to scale an AI training business across multiple markets without starting over, in each one, and how APAC training providers are expanding across market with reusable certifications, delivery, and GTM infrastructure that we have shared before with our partners and customers. So I think we are going to talk about that. After, if you can move into the first slide, I would like to talk about why most APAC training providers struggle to scale beyond one market. Uh, there are, of course, four factors that I have written here, but I also want to talk about the reality of training now that you all would have understood that VILT or instructor-led training is on a decline due to the customer preferences that keeps on changing in terms of learning styles. And we have also understood now the L&D heads of the companies are now more interested in knowing about what training, what technology, how long. They're more interested to learn about the ROI. They're more interested to learn about how your company, when it offers training, can improve the org readiness, can improve the people readiness, and what are the objective parameters to really measure this, right? I mean, it's no more that I would be able to do a Gen AI generic training with your team, and then your team will start adopting to AI tools, and then you'll have some productivity metric that has been defined by the organization, and then you come and say that, you know what, we have already cracked the model. So I think that's where the gap has been always, where L&D division in itself, Afrin, if you know, it has been very subjective. There is no objective metric for an individual to really drive an initiative that can give some objectivity to the entire organization, stating that this is what it is. And if someone does this, it shows that there is a real 20-30% productivity increase in their current job roles. One of the things that I wanted to talk about is, of course, what I've already mentioned, and the second is that you are able to see in the screen the gap between launching one AI offer and build a repeatable multi-market growth model requires you to, probably build something which is very scalable, something that has a long longevity with respect to the uh, infrastructure that you provide to the training partners. So if I talk about why most of the training companies struggle is one market AI workshops or local only programs where you have very generic programs, content adapted manually for each geography, credentials with limited recognition outside the market, delivery dependent on local instructor availability. So I think uh, it's very important to understand as a team, as someone who has been into this business, I can tell you that AI workshops now needs to get more industry specific and more job specific rather than being very generic in terms of what AI can actually do on a very general level. So I think a business that grows in one market can actually stall into another market, and that we have been able to see it since we have about, correct me Afrin, since you are into sales, you know it, but then I think we have about 340, 350 partners right now. We have about 350 plus partners. In the last 3 years we have been able to develop the partner network, and we have the top of the top partners: Lumify from Australia, Trainocate from Indonesia, you name the biggest partners, Koenig Solutions from India, NIIT from India, Fastlane from
Fastlane.
Americas. So
Right.
the things that we have seen, how they have really moved the needle with respect to what they want to bring to the table, has always been, understanding the current discovery and discovering the current pain points of the enterprise uh, customers and how they and what they are actually looking forward for. So on the basis of that, what we did was, these are the three building blocks that I have developed here, just to give everyone an understanding and context in terms of how and what we do today. So we are globally recognized certifications. When we say that, of course, we are associated with some frameworks that we follow very strictly. With that, we also want to tell that we are completely role aligned. So we have about 90 plus certifications in our portfolio. You name it, you are into sales, HR, finance, legal, you name any niche to any popular functional roles to technical roles. We have a certification for everything from fluency to mastery. So we have industry specific and we have role specific certifications that we have developed. We are already partnered with at least, I would say, top 90 of the Fortune 500 companies. One of the companies that I proudly want to take a name of is PwC Academy, PwC Middle East. They are very much using our certifications to train their customers and their internal employees, of about 6,000 employees that have been trained in the last 3 months. So of course, why building this market and why it also fails is recognition is hard to establish repeatedly. And the way you see recognition, uh, certification is always linked to accreditation, and accreditation takes a lot of time to get through. And that's what has been with us, the case with us as well. We don't wait for our accreditation, like we have applied for enab accreditation. We don't wait for enab accreditation to pass. It will be a time bound activity that will happen with respect to the certain compliance and times, with certain timeline that is already been developed, discussed. But AI is growing very fast. We cannot wait for something to happen and then we will start selling it, doing it, and sharing it with our customers. And that's where it's very important that we keep our content very much updated in terms of what we sell it to our partners, what we sell it to our end customers or end users. So role based pathways take time to rebuild. Content and positioning become fragmented a lot of times, and expansion slows when credibility resets in every market. Now, what we also want to talk about is, we have seen something that is relevant in Indonesian market is not relevant in Indian market, versus something that is relevant in Australian market versus something that is relevant in maybe Japanese market. Because AI from a governance standpoint in itself has a lot of ambiguity as of today. There are a lot of risk involved, from a data privacy to model drifting to, I would say, hallucinations in the models. People are not really sure about whether we want to see the success in the pilot and then scale it up or not. And that's one of the reasons we have created a very holistic governance structure around our certifications that really goes with the certification bodies and with the compliance of enterprises. So third is proven partner ecosystem. As we already discussed about that, we have about 340 plus partners across the world right now, uh, out of which, of course, there are partners who are doing extremely well, from 50,000 to $1 lakh a month, to there are partners who are doing small, which is $5,000 a month. So of course that depends upon the kind of team that you have, the kind of product that you already hold, the way you are synergizing the current product portfolio versus AI certs portfolio, and how you're selling it, right? So why this also we have seen it fails is, credibility takes years to build, and that's where we have already gotten a green tick there. Expansion proof is hard to create alone. New markets need repeatable support systems. Delivery gets harder as geography expands. Of course, when you expand into multiple geography, you need multiple instructor-led training. You need multiple instructors who know multiple languages. You need an infrastructure that can support the complete system that you're trying to build, and that's where we come in place. So I really want to talk about very proudly in terms of how we have developed this ecosystem. One is that regulatory fragmentation that we have talked about, that APAC markets have different compliance expectations. Buyers in each market evaluate trust very differently. And the problem is every geography now creates, and they keep on creating new governance rule around regulation around AI. And what happens is, when you have a very holistic framework of what you want to follow and what you know of, is where the soft the soft playbook would be. So I think it's very important to understand, Afrin, that you know uh, providers that standardize the core and adapt locally move faster. We have seen in APAC very categorically, be it localizing the content, be it localizing the case studies, be it making labs available for technical courses to give them a lot more hands-on understanding. It is very important to drive your, because customer base in APAC is very vulnerable. You need to really adapt to their uh, change and the learners preferences to ensure that you drive the outcomes. Instructor availability across the markets, I think this has been a real challenge, that when we speak to a lot of CEOs of the companies who are driving the training companies, we have seen that they do not have trainers available. Given that we have 90 plus certifications, we would need geography specific, and of course multilingual specific, and of course multi uh, certification specific instructors who really know the certification in and out, and how they can teach in different languages for different geographies as well. And that's why we have a complete infrastructure available for us, where we, for the partners in fact, where we have created something called Trainify, where we have a talent pool already available. We have about 2000 plus trainers in the public domain available for you to utilize them in future. So tomorrow if you come and say, Rahul, I have a quantum computing certification but I don't have my in-house trainer, how do I do that? But I need help from you. We will just be able to give them an access to what we have today. We will be able to give them an access to Trainify portal. They can go back, see who are the qualified trainers. They can get the pricing of the trainer. They can get 5 different portfolios of the trainer. They can select one and they can go back to their customers and say, these are the top 3 that we want to offer it to you, and then they can drive it from there. Of course, AI tools and modern models are changing constantly. That is something that is an unspoken knowing, after we have been speaking about in the internal organization. We have about 1000 people right now working with us in AI search. We have seen that it is very difficult to drive real AI adoption when you see that the tools are changing very fast. We have seen the real problem of having the same tool with us which is not being utilized, and then the team is coming and saying us that we need more new tools. So it's very important to understand that what is the right tech stack for you. It is very important to understand that the content needs to be updated all the way when it comes to AI, specifically when it comes to blockchain, the emerging technologies that we are talking about. So, as a certification provider, this is something that has kept us as the moat. We have kept ourselves as moat, where we have a strong content delivery team and content creation team that keeps on curating the content, which is completely updated and upgraded, be it in any infrastructure that you are actually working on. So, 3 reasons that single market AI fails right now is outdated content, a weak market recognition, and inconsistent quality. So this is something that we have already analyzed, and I'm not going to say to all the attendees here, I'm not going to give any false hopes. There have been mistakes in the past that we have also made. We had inconsistent quality with our product when we started day one, and today we are confidently saying that we know what we are offering to our customers. We have testimonials from biggest, as big as big companies to as small as startups, Y Combinator startups, who are already using our certifications. So I think outdated content, weak market recognition, and inconsistent quality in the content is going to be a little more uh, pain for certification bodies. And these are the 3 levers to ensure that you don't fail, or you don't set up yourself for the failure. So I think I'm not going to go very deep onto this, but I'm going to define the other 3 reasons as well. Long delivery timelines. We know that our courses, we have seen certification courses ranging from 30 days to 40 days, 50 days. In fact, there are certification courses that last for 3 months. What we have done is we have curated very contextualized role-based certification courses, which is required for that particular functional role to improve the productivity in that particular role. And that's where we have curated the content in a very concise way. All our technical certifications, let's say cybersecurity track, or if you talk about quantum computing track, if you talk about cloud tracks, all of those are 5 days. And if you talk about all the certifications that are non-technical, like how AI plus sales, AI plus HR, AI plus finance works, they are only of 1 to 2 days, which is about 8 hours. So I think that has really been very important for us, where 8 days and 8 hours and 40 hours course has been delivered by our partners. So long delivery timelines has been eliminated by removing the fluffs from the system and not having just content heavy delivery. No proof of scale is another thing that we have seen. Pilots, we have seen people agreeing for pilots and then pilots are not getting scaled. That is where we have developed a complete ecosystem to support our partners. We have trainer portal, we have partner portal, we have learner portal. These are the 3 portals that we give it to our partners, so that they have a complete dependency on us. Secondly, we do not depend on any third parties for proctoring and certificate issuance. So the user journey, Afrin, for us is very clear. You come and learn with AI certs and the training partners for 5 days as an instructor-led delivery. You have at your back of your pocket, you have a companion which is e-learning already available for the next 12 months in the LMS. You can use that. With that, you have in the same LMS, you can go back, write the exam using proctoring tool, which is proctoring 365 built solely by AI certs. Once you clear the examination, you get a certification issued on CERT 365, which is again an in-house tool that we have developed. So we don't use Credly, we don't use any other Mercer metal certification examination providers. We use our own services, and that's where we know that in APAC, the kind of certification and the pricing that we have kept it for our partners has been instrumental in our success, because everything that we have built is in-house, keeping in mind that we are going to scale it one day. So I think very important that I wanted to highlight was that we have proof points and we have infrastructure at the bottom that supports everything that we do today. And of course, then the compliance burden that we have already talked about. So I think pretty much that I wanted to talk about these six major reasons as to why AI certs has been successful and how training partners can actually be successful given what we do today. So, what repeatable multi market infrastructure looks like is, of course, role based certifications, proven ecosystem, speed to launch, quality assurance, and cross market readiness. These are five important aspects that helps a training partner and give them a lot more confidence in going ahead and pitching our products to their customers. That's where we have been very imperative and critical about that these five are non-negotiable for us. These are no, if any one of this is going to be getting compromised at any given point in time, the value of certification is going to be questioned. So what we have also understood, Afrin, if you remember, we know that APAC might not be the infrastructure layer of AI because of the investment that is required, and that's one of the reasons US has taken a leap on that. But India always, or India, or I would say APAC as a whole, be it Australia, New Zealand, the kind of initiatives Australian governments is taking. If you talk about Singapore government, if you talk about Indonesian government, the way they are looking at AI upskilling program and initiatives, I think very soon APAC market will be an application layer and infrastructure layer still will be with US. So I think it's very important to drive innovation with frugality. And I think it's counterintuitive to an extent. If you drive things with frugality, innovation by design comes invisibility. So I think there are two major scenarios, Afrin, if you want to take it up. I think that we have developed. We know if you do by yourself, how much time, money, cost, risk is involved, and what is the result. And if you do it using AI search, how does it really help you in building it really as a plug and play model? Over to
Absolutely,
you.
Rahul. Thank you so much for sharing all those insights. So it clearly shows the kind of demand there is. AI is already here. It's disrupted every industry as we speak globally. And APAC is, though the AI adoption may have started, in the US and the Europe markets a little prior to APAC, but we're seeing the kind of shift that's happening, especially in the APAC regions where, the partners are reaching out to us and telling us that how do we scale this market, this demand, how do we capture this opportunity. So Rahul, since I speak to partners on a day in and day out basis, I've understood that most of the path that these training providers take, or they feel that they should take, is let's build everything in house. But then when they start building everything in house, they then realize the timelines that is involved, the kind of costs, especially the hidden costs that come up when they start building their own programs. The timelines are ideally takes around 6 to 12 months to build the curriculum, the labs, the assessments, the exams, right? And even compliance, especially in the APAC market, because of, multi-language, multi-religion. We have so many different kind of countries. In the APAC region, it becomes very difficult to keep up with the different markets. And of course, the costs are humongous. There are huge costs involved when it comes to hiring subject matter experts, instructional design, to build the tech platforms, to update the content, to localize it, and to make sure that it's compliant with the local laws. So that's the real risk that doctor are really facing, by the time own programs that they've built, the AI tools have already moved on and the buyers have moved forward. So basically, what I have experienced, Rahul, on a very close interaction with the partners is that they don't fail to capture this gold mine of an opportunity because they're building everything in-house, and it's not because of lack of effort. They are mostly failing because the market is not waiting for them. So that's the whole reason. And of course, this is where, you can win with AI search. You can go to market faster. You can launch these programs, not in months, maybe not even in years, but in just weeks, right? So we help partners to become ready to launch these programs in just weeks, right? You're not starting from zero. You're leveraging a proven enterprise approved ecosystem and a program that we've already curated. Like Rahul said, we've taken years and months to build these programs where we've kept improvising our content, updating it based on the feedback. We have an amazing advisory board, a certification board. The people behind the scenes are subject matter experts helping us build this content in compliance with ISO 17024 standards. So there's no risk involved with partners associating with us when it comes to curriculum building, when it comes to aligning the content with various vendor platforms and ecosystems, but because we're not locked to any specific platform, we regularly keep updating our content, as you know, Rahul, to keep up with the pace of AI, especially with the kind of speed at which AI is moving right now. And we're already trusted by a lot of enterprise buyers. You've already named out some huge, big training partners who've been associated with us: PwC, Accenture USA. We have Hewlett Packard Bulgaria. So these are some of the big companies that have already started utilizing our certifications for their internal employee upskilling. So this isn't just faster. A partnership with AI Certs is not just a faster approach for partners. It's a safer and a more profitable and a credible approach, right? So it gives you premium positioning in the market, where you can grab, those huge L&D budgets that you were talking about. Right now, when I speak to partners, it's not just a one of the kind training programs or workshops or boot camp. Generic workshops and boot camps are not at all working anymore. Traditional training methods are not working anymore. Enterprises, to capture enterprise L&D budgets, they are looking for credible, validated certifications, certification backed training programs. And that's where, of course, AI Certs comes in. So I love this slide. You can see the kind of partner ecosystem and the partner network we've built right now. This talks about the scale and the credibility of our product. We have around 114,000 plus learners. This is an old slide, guys. It's updated as we speak. We have a lot more programs and a lot more partners that have now associated with us. So we have over 70 plus certifications. We have a global presence, over 170 plus partners and countries that we're operating. So you're not experimenting with AI certs by associating with us. You're joining something that is already working in the market for our partners. So you're sharing a credibility, you're sharing momentum, and you're sharing enterprise trust by associating with it. AI certs, right? So enterprise buyers, to be honest, trust ecosystems and not just solo experiments. So one of the kind generic or traditional methods are not working for training partners anymore. This is something that I'm telling with first-hand experience after talking to these partners, who then reach out to us for a partnership when they start realizing the kind of nuances they are facing right now. So you can see some big names over here listed on the screen. We have Tech Skills, Fastlane, Netcom, Lumify. We have NIT. We have a whole Coinix solutions. So we've just listed some important names through which we've built these partnerships. So we work via our partner network. We have a global partner network in place, catering to every country you might name it. So moving on, of course, what do we provide? How can you, what does AI Search provide to its partners? We give you the complete stack, which includes the programs, go-to market. We're not just an author content provider, guys. Just to honestly tell you, we handhold our partners to understand your go-to market strategy, your launch timelines, who are targeting, what is the niche that you want to cater to? Are you looking to expand from B2C to B2B? Actually curate, customize these offerings in a way that adds value to your audience. Of course, these are the three pillars. We just not only just give you content and say, here you go, partner, this is just the content and the course, do what you want with it. We ensure that you're succeeding in the partnership and you're able to scale your and expand board. So we give you role-based certifications, to be honest, certification providers out there that is offering certifications that is linked and mapped to us every job role, every industry that is out there. So there might be a lot of certification providers out there, but they're all offering generalized AI skills. But we've realized when we talk to training partners, when we've talked to corporate CEOs, these founders and directors, that they're not looking for generalized AI skills. It's something that here you go, you can do a Microsoft PowerPoint training. That's generic for each and everyone, but that's not true for AI. AI is very role specific. As a doctor, I may use AI differently. As a nurse, as an HR, as a software developer, I might use different AI tools, agents for my specific functionalities. So that's where our role-based certifications have been like quite a hit in the market. We're completely vendor aligned. We update our curriculum every 8 to 12 days. We have the ISO aligned and compliant examinations. Like Rahul mentioned, we have AI labs where we've developed innovative tools, technologies like AI and blockchain. So we have a complete AI readiness ecosystem for our partners. Hey, if your customers are looking for certifications, we have AI certs. Are your partners looking for any proctoring solutions, digital credential, blockchain-backed digital credential? We have AI labs. Are you looking for consulting services? AI. So we have a complete AI readiness ecosystem in place for our partners. Feel free to offer what you feel is apt for your audience. And of course, blockchain verifiable, you can instantly verify the certification, completely tamper proof. That adds a layer of credibility when you're leveraging these certifications, or when the customers of our training partners leverage these certifications in corporate organizations. So it adds that layer proof. And of course, we support our partners with complete go-to-market assistance. We have all the marketing assets that you might need curated for you, ready to use. You can download it, you can co-brand it, and you can use it for your promotions, awareness, campaigns. We have a partner portal. Of course, in the coming slides, I'll show you how I've put in some snippets and screenshots of how the partner dashboard looks like. So as I said, we have a complete infrastructure and ecosystem in place for our partners. Again, repeating, we're not just a content or a course provider, right? So we have a partner portal. We help you with demand generation. We help you with your go-to-market strategy. So most providers, to be honest, only offer content. Enterprise buyers, but actually expect the full stack. Right. So you don't need to, again, repeating myself, you don't need to build anything, maintain or update anything. We're doing that for you. Right? So again, one of my favorite slides, Rahul, as you can see, this is our complete portfolio at a glance. So we have over 90 plus certifications right now. On your left-hand side, you can see our complete professional category of certifications catering to the non-technical audience. And these are all 8-hour duration certification programs. To be honest, some of the most top-selling certifications under the professional category is our AI for Essentials, in the AI for Business. We have the sales, marketing, project manager, AI for HR, finance, AI for legal, surprisingly AI for supply chain. All of these are really, really booming. And of course, when it comes to academic institutions, training partners who are also now expanding markets by catering to multiple audiences. Earlier I used to talk to partners who were only into B2C, and now because of this partnership, they've been able to scale to a B2B opportunity. They are able to grab grab government contracts. Like you rightfully said, especially in the APAC region, we're seeing huge. In fact, when I talk about huge, that amounts to around millions and billions of dollars, guys. That's the kind of funding that we're seeing coming in from ministries and government across APAC when it comes to AI upskilling. And our partners have been able to grab these opportunities. I'm going to give you live examples right now. We recently, got the Ministry of Tamkeen's approval for one of our partners in Bahrain, where the Ministry of Tamkeen approved our AI for security certification suite, and they funded for that training. Then moving on to another partner that I just associated with in Malaysia, they just recently got the funding from HRD Corp for a face-to-face live training in Ipoh. I'll just spell that. It's IPOH. So recently they did a face-to-face training through their own instructors in Ipoh in Malaysia, and they were able to grab that funding as well from the HRD Corp. So that is the kind of validation that our certifications bring, the credibility our certifications bring. And on your right hand side, guys, these are all the technical certification portfolio that we have, catering to the IT department, catering to the technical individuals. So here, of course, the AI for cybersecurity is booming, followed by AI for developers, AI for data. These are some of the most popular certifications. So every certificate is mapped to a specific industry and a job role, and that's what makes our certifications very specialized and not very generic, right? So, of course, moving on to the next slide, how can we help you build faster, sell smarter, and scale sooner? We have a complete market-ready plug, promote, and a profit-making product for you. You just have to go out there. In fact, you can start making, our partners have started making this even before they're ramping up their internal teams, enabling their trainers. They've been able to start selling from day one through the self-paced option, because we have multiple flexible methods or options by which you can go ahead and offer these to your customers. Of course, let's talk about the first pillar, guys, which is the plugin, right? So as I said, we plug, promote, profit. So we structured our partnership model in such a way that partners win operationally, commercially, and strategically, right? So let me just walk you through how we do that in practice, right? So everything is ready from day one, right? From the courseware to the exams, to the labs, to the LMS, to the analytics. So no SMEs to hire, no curriculum to design, no systems to stitch together for our partners, right? You can start launching your first AI training programs with credible certifications in just weeks. And of course, this is also helping many of our partners to grab huge L&D budgets. Annual budgets are being grabbed by these partners, and that just fills me up when I see that one of the partners recently just phoned me up and said that, Afreed, I was able to grab a 3-year contract with one of the biggest clients, that I wasn't able to do all this. So that shows that the partner is now sorted for 3 years. They've grabbed those budgets. They are now going to train all the employees internally, and it's going to be a phased wide rollout. So we sit with our partners and curate these programs for you. All of our our programs are ISO aligned, they're vendor aligned, right? Yes. So just moving on. Let's go to pillar 2. So that shows the global credibility, the support system that we have, the complete tech stack is available. We have free train the trainer programs for our training partners. Hey, you're already having in-house trainers, or you outsource trainers for your current training programs and for your current training requirements. Those same trainers will be trained and certified on our certifications completely free of charge. So that's partner benefit of associating with us. Your instructors are always enabled. They are regularly updated, provided with all the training materials that they would need to effectively deliver the training. Continuous content updates and support is given to our training partners, right? And moving on to the promotions, of course, like I said, we're not just a course provider saying that here you go, here's the content, you can do what you want with this. We actually handhold our partners. We have a very comprehensive onboarding process that we undertake to ensure that once the partner is done with the onboarding, they are ready to go out there live, launch these programs. They're able to go out there and start selling, delivering training, and promoting our certifications. So yes, we have the complete marketing assets, right? We can help you with the complete go-to market uh, support and initiatives. Partners are not left alone after signing. In fact, after signing, we work even more closely with you. That is when you would see us day in, day out, sitting with you, discussing your strategies and how you want to take this out, and we help you go to market, right? So it is a co-branded partnership opportunity. We have co-branded marketing assets available for you on your partner portal that's readily available. We do a lot of joint co-branded online marketing activities with our partners, like webinars, hackathons, master classes, to create that awareness, to promote you as our partner in the region. We do a lot of marketing campaign support. We help partners from move from selling one-off workshops and one-off generic AI trainings to selling enterprise capability. So that's how we help our partners. The best thing specifically I would like our APAC training partners is that we specifically in APAC, we understand that every market, every country, every region has different kind of, people. So specifically for APAC partners, we have region specific localized go-to-market strategies and different kind of region specific marketing campaigns for Africa, specific region specific campaigns for India, for GCC. So we've curated region specific localized go to market support for each country that's there in APAC to make it more localized for your audience and more relevant for your market, right? Now, moving on to the next slide quickly, of course, is the profit. We're all interested to know how can we make profits, right? So you have multiple revenue streams when you take up a partnership with AI CERTs and you start offering these certification programs. To be honest, you can offer this as a self-paced e-learning format to your customers. You can offer it as an instructor-led. And of course, in an instructor-led, it could be completely online, virtual instructor-led trainings. It could be completely offline, face-to-face trainings, maybe in a classroom setting. Maybe you go on site and train train your customers, or it could be completely hybrid. So it's completion of our partners on how they want the instructor-led training to their customers or based on your customer training delivery requirement. And not only that, you have multiple, when I said multiple revenue streams, you're also able to grab enterprise contracts, government programs. You can start offering this to even academic institutions, especially when I spoke to partners in the GCC, Middle East. I spoke to partners in India. I spoke to some of the partners in Africa and South Africa, Cape Town. There were a lot of partners who said, Afri, we are seeing a huge boom in AI in education. And that's absolutely right. These big universities and colleges now want staff to start adopting AI in their class. Their students who are going to freshly graduate to take up these AI certifications and courses to make them AI ready, job ready, future ready. So this opens up opportunity for our partners to be able to cater to a wider audience. Thus, we have 90 plus certification programs catering to the healthcare industry, government, business, technical side of things. So feel free to expand your market, right? So offer this. You can grab huge enterprise contracts. We've helped partners, in fact, even curate proposals and RFPs, for government tenders and contracts, and we've won many of them as well. So I'd really like to, put my collar up and say that these have been some of the proud moments where we've actually worked with our partners to help them grab these big opportunities when it comes to enterprise and government projects. And the best thing is you can scale, right? You can start with just one or two certifications that is apt for your audience right now. and then you can grow and add in more certifications. You can grow into multi-year enterprise agreements, and you can add in more certifications into your offerings when you see the demand coming in, right? So the margin is very clear. Our pricing is the almost very competitive in the market. As Rahul mentioned, the main reason for it being that nothing is outsourced, right from creating the certifications, the curriculum, the course, right from the proctoring of the online exams, certification exams, and issuing of the certification itself through blockchain technology. Everything is built in house, which gives us that leverage to have the most competitive pricing in the margin in the market, giving our partners in turn high margins to play around with. Right, so the margins are huge when it comes to pricing. There is no content creation, maintenance cost involved, no royalties as such that we charge from our partners. So of course, there's just an initial prepay to start off with the partnership, and post that there is no other financial ask from our end. The competitive advantage, of course, you are able to offer globally recognized certifications that are compliant to every market. So you don't have for each market, you have a solid program recognized that can be scaled across every market, right? So, and you can command premium pricing, you have credible vendor aligned certifications, and of course, you reduce your complete operational risk. So I hope we still have time left. So quickly moving on to our partner ecosystem. As you can see, that depending on your business model, you can choose as to how you want to partner with us. So this is very simple. We have four kinds of partnership models. If you are a training partner, you're a training institute, you're a training company, you're a workforce, development organization, you offer L&D services, you're into skill development, the authorized training partnership model is the right partnership model for you, where you get to be our authorized training partners who are authorized to deliver the instructor-led training on our certifications. Hey, if you're an academic institution or a school, college, university, a higher education institute, then the academic partnership is the right kind of partnership for you, where you can sign up with us and make these certifications accessible for your internal students, for your staff at a discounted price. If you're an association, a chamber, a member driven organization, you're a federation, and you want to offer, everyone wants to upskill AI. If you're thinking that it's an option anymore, we are so wrong. It's not an option anymore. It's become a necessity in some way or the other, right? From a small child to adult, we are using AI in one way or the other. We are all using Chat GPT, Copilot, Claude right now. But we really don't know that how these tools we're not using it to its full capacity. So once you want to start offering, say, these AI programs for your internal employees as you're part of an association, feel free to reach out to us, and you could become our association partner, and you can offer these certification to your members at discounted pricing. And lastly, if you're we have the affiliate partnership for you. If you're, say, maybe a solopreneur, if you're an influencer, you're a single trainer, maybe, and you're a consultant, you're a career coach, you're an educator. For you, the affiliate partnership model would be apt, where you promote our certifications through your channels, through your community, through your network, and you earn commissions per enrollment. Right. So these are the various partnership models that we have. Feel free to reach out to us for further details on which partnership makes sense as per your business model. Now, quickly moving on, Rahul, would you like me to go ahead and take this, or do you want to go ahead and
No,
talk about? Okay.
I really want to talk about this. I think since we've been talking about the infrastructure layer that we have integrated with supporting our in tandem to supporting our partners, it's very important for partners to know that the current system that we offer, we give you a complete reporting structure. We give you a one-click portal which helps you register the students, help you track every learner's progress, use ready-made co-branded materials that are required, which are just plug and play for you, monitor your revenue and payouts completely, and then of course manage your certifications, exams and renewals through that particular portal. So one of the portals that I have shared the screenshot and I've put in here, Afreen, is about our partner portal. So if you see, you will be able to see how many people have completed, how many have failed, what is the average time that the person takes to clear the certification. Then of course you can put down, if you have an inquiry to register 10,000 students, 5,000 students, 2,000 students, you can put it just in one click. You can upload the file and they will be registered from the backend. So I think this gives a lot more help in terms of automating a lot more activities that requires manual intervention. So that is something that we have eased out for our partners. So we have a partner portal. We also have trainer and learner portal, which we will be able to give you a lot more debrief on that. Maybe if you are interested, there are around 15 people in this webinar. If you have any concerns, feel free to write it down on the chat. But what we will do is, after we will have one of your consultants meet all of them and give them a little bit of extra brief on that, what we do today, right? So that will help them understand better in terms of what we offer, how we offer, and how things are going to go ahead. So I think one of the things that
Absolutely.
I also wanted to talk about was, I talked about the vulnerability of the learners, right? I mean, it's where the learner keeps on changing their learning styles and they need something new that comes in. I mean, something now that we know that the learners span, concentration span has also reduced to an extent, thanks to Instagram. People now wants everything fast, cheaper, better, right? So then what happens is, we have created something, we call it as uh, modalities. We have different modalities to offer the content to the customers. One is video, one is podcast, audio, and ebooks. So if you want to learn through running your dog, you can actually go and hear a podcast. If you are someone who wants to read books, you can learn through ebooks, the same content. And if you like to do e-learning, which is typically traditional audio video format, then you can go with the video learning. Then you can switch between the modalities in just one click. We have a proven differentiator which no one is offering at the moment: listen, watch, read, and discuss. I think this is where I wanted to talk about. Once you are a training company, you also need a companion that can keep the learner engaged throughout in your journey. So that is where, the courseware of AI plus and what we give it to the training companies is already available. So I think this is what I wanted to talk about, Afrin. Maybe you can take them through the roadmap, and then if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask.
Absolutely. I think we still have some 5 minutes, 10 minutes left. So, please feel free to put your questions. We'd be happy to address it at the end of the session. Just to add on one more thing, Rahul, about our LMS, our learning management system, that I'd like to highlight is that it has multi-device support. Our LMS, and just to be honest, we've seen over 1 million downloads, Rahul, recently for our mobile application, right? That's the kind of learners that we've seen. So our LMS can, people can actually log into their learning materials, not just from their desktops and from their laptops, but also from their tabs, from their mobile phones, from their smartphones. So we, especially our mobile application, has seen huge 1 million downloads. That itself, that number, guys, shows itself what our customers are experiencing. And yes, the four modalities of learning have been a great hit. We have the AI mentor. You can everything is included within this one LMS platform. So this is very simple, guys. This is how do you become a partner with us. So we spoke about the demand that there is, the opportunity that there is, and how what can we do as AI Search to help and support you as a training organization to launch these programs within weeks and to go to market. So how do you basically, what are the steps to become a partner? It's very simple, based on the kind of audience you cater to, whether you're catering to a technical audience, a non-technical audience, or a mixed bag of both. You can choose the programs from our 90 plus portfolio as to what you want to already start offering. So that's the first step, of course, followed by the documentation. Once you choose which kind of programs you want to offer to your customers based on the kind of audience you deal with, it's with the paperwork, you sign off with the documents with us. Then we start off with and of course, there's an initial prepay credits that's involved. Once the prepay is done, the work are signed, we then start off with a very onboarding process where we give you access to your partner portal, trainings, train the trainer programs, the technical integration support through APIs, where these courses are listed on our partners platforms and websites, right? And then we help you with your go-to-market strategy. We have a dedicated resource from our end, a partner marketing manager for you guys, right? So who will help you launch these programs, go to market within weeks. So we help in demand generation. We do a lot of of co-branded activities with you. We do the promotions, the PR activities. We have the whole suite of marketing assets available that can be co-branded on your partner portal. And by the time you're done with the onboarding and the marketing campaigns, you're ready to launch your first AI training programs in just weeks. You can offer it as, Rahul said, we have multiple delivery options. You can offer it as an instructor-led, self-paced. So once you start offering this to your customers, the next stage is, of course, how we can help you scale, not just within your region, maybe expand to multiple markets. How can we help you scale maybe from B2C to B2B? If you're in B2B, how can you grab big enterprise and government deals? So that's where we work. We have a 30, 60, 90 days business plan. We do monthly business reviews, quarterly business reviews with our partners to understand what is the revenue you're expecting from this partnership and how can we help you make money, right? So it's very simple. I would just like to hard stop here by saying that the demand is already there. Right, the market is not going to wait. AI is moving really fast, especially with the various government funding, Saudi Vision 2030, all of this coming in place. A lot of initiatives taken by the Indian governments, the Malaysian governments, the Asian countries. The boom is huge. The demand is huge. We are here to support you. Our team will reach out to you. Feel free to reach out to us. We have a huge team of over 400 plus employees, guys. AI CERTs is really expanding. We have over 400 plus members within our team to support you. We have a customer success team, marketing team, a sales team. Please reach out to us for more details. We'd love to explore this opportunity together with you. And that's it from my side. Once again, thank you everyone for joining. If you have any questions, please feel free to share that in the chat. Rahul, any last words
Perfect.
for our
No,
perfect?
I think this is pretty much that we wanted to cover. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. If not, what we can do is we will be able to come back to you very soon. We have our business teams reaching out to you, and if you have a one-on-one session, if you want to have a one-on-one consulting sessions with them, you can have it, and then you can take it forward from there.
Absolutely. So just a quick reminder to everyone that you would be receiving your participation certificates after this session. And thank you once again for joining in.